Hello, it's Emily from the Loopy Stitch, and in this tutorial we'll be going through the Salutations Mandala, which is my most popular one. So I'm going to use similar colours. For this tutorial I'm using Yarnsmiths cotton. I will mark all the colours below in the description box. It's recommended that I use a 4mm hook, so I'm going to try one of those. I do have a tighter tension, but we'll see how it goes. You'll also need a yarn needle for weaving in your ends and just some scissors. So I'm going to start with, we can leave them there. Colour number 1, I'm going to go the same colour order that I have for the original. Okay, I'm guessing from the thickness of this yarn it will work out to be a bit bigger than this piece itself. Just pop those there. So to begin, we're going to make a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, I'd probably just do a chain. I'd go a chain 4 and then a slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. Have a look at my other tutorials for the magic ring. It's a very handy skill to add to your crochet library. So to start, there is my magic ring. The chain 1 that I just did does not count as a stitch. We're going to make 8 single crochets into the ring. I talk in US terms. So 8 of those. Seven and 8. Just double check before you pull the ring tight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. Now that is round 1. Just grab some more for round number 2. Round 2 calls for treble 3 clusters. So the first one will be a beginning treble 3 cluster where we chain 3 like so, then we yarn over twice, insert our hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop. Now we have 4 on there, so we yarn over twice, yarn over and pull through twice, and do it again. So we have our third. That's our first, that's our second, this one will be our third. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and to close this one it'll be yarn over and pull through all 3. Then we're going to chain 3, and then you're going to work a treble 3 cluster and a chain 3 in each stitch around. So yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, and we do it again, pull through 2 and 2, and yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then to close, now because this is a normal one, we already have that loop on to start with, to yarn over and pull through all 4. So work that around. So treble 3 cluster, chain 3 in each stitch around. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I have done the 8 treble 3 clusters, and now we're going to fasten off. And for this particular pattern and most of my other patterns, I prefer an invisible join and standing stitches. So I've just cut the yarn with a nice tail about 15 centimeters. We're just going to pull that yarn through the stitch, then we're going to thread it onto a yarn needle, and we're going to do an invisible join. So we're going to create the top loop here. So this is our first cluster. We're going to go, this is actually the top loop that we're going to create here, because this is 1 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain. So we're going to insert our hook under both stitches there, go from front to back. You can see here that that's like to twist, so we untwist our chains, come back down to where the yarn comes from, like so, back out the back, and then we weave under both of those. I like to go towards the back. Again, I'm not going to weave anything in just yet. I'll leave that to the end. So that is rounds 1 and 2. We've got 8 treble 3 clusters with 8 chain 3 spaces in between. Round number 3 is using colour number 2. There are 5 colours. I think I forgot to add that in before. So grab some of this. Okay. And now we've got to find the end. Alrighties. Hide my charging cord because I decided to do this tutorial on a whim with a half flat battery. Okay, so we're going to find any chain 3 space. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you go. We're going to make a standing single crochet. So for mine, I like to do mine without a loop. So you can do a slip knot on your hook and start yours that way, like so, like a normal stitch. But for the purposes of mine, I like to do without knots, just so that they're a little bit neater. So for that reason, it's literally like a slip stitch. So it's insert into the chain or stitch, and then yarn over, pull up a loop, and you're pulling through that. So that's our first single crochet. We're going to do a total of 6 in each chain space. So I need to do 5 more in this. It will fit because I've done it before. 3, 4, 5. That's our first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. And then we're going to do 6 around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we're skipping the cluster stitches and we're just working in the chain 3 spaces. So 6 single crochets in each chain space around, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've done all those single crochets around. I'm just going to cut the yarn again with a nice decent tail. Same thing again, just pull that yarn through the stitch, and we're going to create the invisible join. Now I forgot to tell you before we can close that magic ring, if you're doing a chain loop, it won't be as pretty for pulling tight, so you can get it pretty much, that's a little bit better, as close as possible to being closed. Insert the yarn onto the yarn needle, and now we're going to create the top loop of this stitch, which is part of that tail. So this one doesn't have a top loop, so we're going to create that. And same again, and I'll just lock it in, and I'll just do a little bit of a partial weave for now. And now we've still got this little leg here, so if that comes out, we kind of lose that stitch. So I'll just weave that one in as well. With this particular one, because it's a single, it looks a bit funny, so what I'll do is I will create the weaving in. I won't pull it so tight there because I want to have it as uniform and the same as the other stitches. So I'll kind of try and weave that one in a bit better. So it kind of just eventually looks like all the others. Okay, so we should have a total of 6 eighths, 48, not 38. So we've got 48 single crochets in between, or 6 in between each stitch. So we're going on to round, oh goodness, I have to keep them in order so I know what's what. No, it's okay, I can tell. Colour number 3, which is like a petrol-y colour. It's quite pretty. not like fuel petrol, but other yarn. It's known as petrol. All right, so 1, 2, 3. We're going to work round number 4, and we're going to find any first single crochet. So that is fine. We're going to make a standing single crochet. So insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to chain 1. Then we're going to skip 1 stitch, and then we're going to do a puff in the next. So for this particular one, I'm doing a puff 3 from memory. So that's yarn over. We're going to skip that stitch, insert into the stitch indicated, pull up a loop. When we do our puffs, we want to give it an extra little tug. Same again, so that was 1, that's 2, and then that's 3. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through 6. So I've got 7 loops on my hook, but we're going to pull through 6 because this is the way I preferred it. You can do your own puffs your own way, but this is the way I like to do mine. So we've still got 2 loops on the hook, so then yarn over and pull through 2. This just creates a top loop that sits more on top of the stitch rather than the side. Okay, so then we have chain 2, and then we're going to do a puff again in the next stitch. We're not skipping anything, so yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, give a nice little pull, yarn over again, same space or stitch, it's the same stitch, pull up a loop, and again, and pull up that loop. Nice and loose. So if you have your stitches really tight, it's quite hard to yarn over and pull through. But we don't have that worry because we gave ourselves enough room. Okay, so we've done the puff. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, which is the end of it, and now we're back to the start of the repeat. 2. So you can see here we've got a nice little point made with our puffs. So chaining 1, skip a stitch, into the next stitch we're making our puff 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, bit of a tug, and yarn over, pull up a loop. That's our 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Chaining 2, and we're making a puff in the next stitch. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, nice and high, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and then lucky last, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 6, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Chaining 1, skip a stitch, and then we single crochet into that last single crochet of that chain space. So that's what we're going to do around. Once you're finished, I'll be back and we can join the round off. Okay, I've just made the last single crochet of that round. Going to finish it off. Snipping and pulling through and weaving in. So once again, just creating that top loop or the top hat, whatever you like to call it, for the first single crochet. Okay, that will do for now. So we've got a total of 16 single crochets, 16 puffs, and 8 chain 2 spaces. And that's what it looks like at the moment at the end of round number 4. So we're going to do number 5. It's pretty blue. Reminds me of paint that I used to use growing up. All right. So this one here works in rounds, what's this one? Round number 2 and round number 4. So we're going to start by making a standing front post double crochet. So yarn over, we're going around the cluster from the front to the back to the front again. We're going to pull up a loop. So we want to keep all our loops as close to each other as possible. You can do that by having your fingers on the shaft of your hook. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and then again is yarn over and pull through 2. So that's what our front post double crochet looks like. Then we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so let's record and let's have trucks go past. Apologies if you could hear that. Single crochet in the chain 1 space. Then we're going to make a single in the puff, so in the next stitch. And then we're going to do 1 single followed by 2 chains, 1, 2, and then we're coming back into the same chain space with another single, and then a single in the next puff, and a single in the next chain space, and now we're back to the start of the repeat. Okay, so yarning over, insert from front to back to front again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our front post double crochet. We're doing a single crochet in the chain space, then we're doing a single crochet in the puff, and then we're doing a single crochet, chaining 2, and then a single crochet back into the same chain space. Sorry about the condition of my hook, by the way. This is the OG. As you can see, it's been used quite a lot. And then we're going to do a single crochet into the next puff and 1 single in that last chain 1 space. So that is our repeat. I will get back to you when we're finished and ready to join. Okay, so finish that round. I'm just going to create the invisible join. Do that. Now you can see here that this one already has the top loop, but I'm going to give you a double whammy. Get rid of that knot, and come back. That'll do. Okay, so for this round we have a total of 8 front post double crochets, 48 singles, and 8 chain 2 points or spaces. Now we get to use the pretty purple. Alright, so round number 6, we're going to go in any chain 2 space or point. We're going to make a single crochet followed by chain 2, and then another single crochet back in the same space. Then we're going to work a single crochet in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches. So when we talk back loops, you know you've got your front loop and then you've got your back loop. When I do back loops, I actually like to pick up the 3rd loop as well, just to secure it. You don't have to do that, that's just my little personal preference. So making a single crochet in that one and then the next one. We're going to skip a stitch and then we're going to make a single crochet, a chain 3 and a single crochet into the front post double. So single, chaining 3, and then a single back into that stitch. Now we are going to skip a stitch and then we're going to do a single crochet in the back loops of the next 2. So that's 1, and I missed the 3rd loop, 2, and now we're back to the start of the repeat. So back again, so single, chain 2, and then a single in the 1 space, and then back loop, single in the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, then we're going to skip 1, and then we're doing our single crochet, our chaining 3, and then a single crochet back into the same one, skipping the next stitch, our 2 back loop single crochets. All right, I'll go do that, you go do yours, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so I've just finished round number 6, so we should have a total of 32 back loop single crochets, 32 single crochets, 8 chain 2 points, and then 8 chain 3 spaces. So back to colour number 1 now. Woohoo! All right. Okay, round number 7, so we're going to start again in the chain 2 space. So any one is fine. So we're going to make a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet. So that is our first part. So the next part is we are going to skip all those stitches and we're going to work in the chain 3 space. So we're going to go double crochet, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 once. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to do it 2 more times. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and chain 1. So for this one we have 3, and then we're going to double crochet back again. So we've got 4 double crochets with a chain 1 space in between, and then we're back to the start of the repeat. So we go again in the chain 2 space with a single crochet, chaining 2, single crochet back into the same space. We're doing our double crochets in the chain space. So that's 1, chain 1, and then we have 2, and then we have 3, chain 1, that's our last chain 1 space, and then our last double crochet, and then back to the start of the repeat. So work that around and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're just finishing off round number 7. Okay, I swear this, not just this yarn, but if you have cats and pets, they like to work themselves into each project as well. That's how much they love you. They want you to remember them in everything you do. Well, that's what I feel like, because it's always in mine. Okay, so round number 7, we have a total of 32 double crochets, 16 single crochets, 24 chain 1 spaces, and 8 chain 2s. Back to colour number 2 now. Now for this one, we get to start again in the chain 2 space. I like to actually, I don't know if I have, but when you're working in like the same sort of area every time, kind of alternate where you start, so you're not going to have a whole heap of ends in the one spot, because sometimes when you have the ends in the one spot and you've woven all the ends in, you'll have sort of like a higher spot on the back. So when if you're putting it flat on the ground, it might just be a little bit risen. I'm not very good with words today. They have escaped me. Okay, sorry, noisy cars. We're going to start in any chain 2 space. Let's go with this one. So we're going to, same thing again, it's single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. Round number 8. Okay, right, then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work into the chain 1 spaces. you're going to make a popcorn. So 5 double crochets in the one space, like so. 5 of these, and then one more. I love this green color, it's beautiful. All right, so we're going to drop our loop. Now automatically I'm pinching the top of the stitch so that if we accidentally pull our yarn through our hook or something, we're not going to lose all the work that we've just done. We're going to insert our hook into the first double crochet made, pick up that dropped loop, and you can see here my middle finger is already poking through like the 5 double crochets towards the front. So that kind of just helps when you pull through the stitch. Now, sometimes people will have like a chain stitch to close their popcorns. I don't. So now I'm chaining 2. So we're going to work another popcorn into the next chain space. So 5 double crochets. It's the start of the school holidays too, and I thought I'd be sneaky because I took the day off to celebrate hubby's birthday with him, and he was having a little nana nap or a granddad nap because he's old now, so I thought I'd sneak in some tutorial time. Drop loop, insert, pick up, push through and pull. Wow, that sounds like it could be like a song. All right, next one, lucky last popcorn of this repeat. So 5 double crochets into the chain 1 space. You've probably noticed I'm a lot louder now with my talking because hubby is awake. All right, done our 5, drop, pick up, insert, pull through. Now that we've done our 3, we still chain 2. Because we started with a chain 2 and we end with a chain 2 because symmetry works. Right, now we're back to the start of the repeat. So we're going to single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet, chain 2 again. Ta-da! And then we're going to work the same thing around. So popcorn, chain 2 in each chain 1 space. And then you come back to your start. So do that around and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I just finished round 8. I haven't done my little join. Just do that quickly now. If I did, I went through the yarn. That's okay. Helps if you can see it in the camera. Okay. All right, just go down there. So, pretty. Oh geez, the colours, it makes this one look really washed out. So round number 8, we have 24 popcorns, 16 single crochets, 32 chain 2 spaces and 8 chain 2 points. So that's where I'll leave this part here for at the moment. And I'll be getting part number 2 to you very soon, so make sure you like, subscribe and follow along. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me on part number 1. I look forward to part number 2. Salutations. Bye.